Let's start with today's delicious fresh bombil stuffed with Goan green masala. So let's see the recipe for this green masala. So here are the ingredients. Let me take you through the ingredients. Here I have half a cup of fresh coriander leaves that have been washed and dried. Here I have 4 green chilies, half a lemon. This is half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera, 12 peppercorns, 1 inch of ginger, and about 5 garlic cloves, some salt to taste, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. So we're going to add all of this to our mixer jar, add the lemon juice, and we're going to grind this to a very thick paste. So we're not going to be adding any water. Now you can also substitute the lemon juice with vinegar if you don't have lemons at the moment. And our lovely green masala is all ready. So let's start making this beautiful fresh Bombay duck or bombil stuffed recipe. Now I've washed the bombils really well, cut off the heads, removed the stomachs, and I've washed them really well and I've cut them up into flat fillets like this. And now I'm just going to put them on an old clean kitchen napkin, because I always discard the napkin after using it. And I'm just going to put them into the napkin like this, in this manner, one on top of the other, and we're going to completely dry them, because bombil or Bombay duck has a lot of moisture in them, and for this particular recipe you need them to be completely dry. So just cut off the heads, remove the stomach, and then cut it up in the center and open it up, and then remove the center bone and just make it like a fillet, very flat. And then I'm going to put it on a plate, and I'm going to put a heavy object. Here I'm putting my masala stone, and I'm going to leave it for 30 to 35 minutes. And then you will see that the bombil has become completely dry. There shouldn't be any moisture in this bombil because it does have excess moisture. So you're supposed to remove all of that for this recipe, so you get those beautiful crispy bombil fry with the green masala stuffed in it. My mom used to make this a lot and I used to love it. I hope you all try out this recipe if you all haven't. And then on the inside, that is the there's a skin side and there's the softer side. So on the softer side you're going to put the masala first because it sticks easily, and then turn it over and put it on the other side. So you're going to coat both sides of the bombil with this masala. Now you can use the small bombils, you can use the big bombils, the choice is yours. For the bigger bombils you'll have to make a double quantity of this masala. I'm going with the small bombils. This is a real tasty dish, guys. If you haven't ever tried this, then you must try it out. Have this with some lovely simple Goan yellow dal. I have a recipe for that, I've uploaded it. And some rice and some pickle, or some dry Bombay duck pickle. I'll leave all the links to those recipes down below. So in this manner, you're nicely going to generously coat them. And now I'm going to break one egg in a flat bowl. Use a flat bowl or a flat plate. And you're going to beat the egg really well. Then here I have a mixture of some rava and some rice flour, equal quantity. You can also use breadcrumbs for this recipe. And you're going to just dip this nicely coated fish fillets with this egg. And then you're going to dip it or coat it with this rice and semolina mixture and set it aside. Now if you had not removed the moisture from the bombil, it would be very difficult at this point because there'll be a lot of moisture, and the end result is when you go to fry it, it doesn't really become that crispy. It still remains very, very moist. And for this recipe it has to be like this to get that beautiful crunch and taste. So just apply, coat it like this and set it aside. So how many of you all have tried this recipe, or know this recipe? Let me know in the comment section below. Or is there any other way that you will make this crispy fried Bombay duck? Now, if you all don't get Bombay ducks, you can try it out with any other white fleshed fish which is similar to Bombay duck. So let me know, what you have experimented with. I would love to learn, because Bombay duck, of course, is not available in all places. But for those of you who have tasted bombil or Bombay duck, you know how delicious this fish is. So do you all like the dry Bombay duck or the fresh Bombay duck? Leave your comments in the comment section below. My favorite is the fresh Bombay duck. Now a little bit of the chutney might come out in the egg. Don't worry about it. Just, use it again over the fish. So in this manner, I've done all of that, and now I'm just going to shallow fry them in about 1.5 tablespoons of oil till they become nice and golden brown and crispy. So I hope you'll give this recipe a try, guys, and do let me know how you like it in the comment section below. Yeah, you can go and visit my channel. I have a lot and lots of recipes, especially Goan recipes. So in the title of this video itself, at the end, you will see Akshata's recipes. Even if you click on that, it will take you directly to my channel. I have different playlists. So on my homepage, there's something called playlist. If you click on that, you will see all the different playlists, right from desserts to no oil recipes to no sugar recipes. So there are many playlists. You can go and check out all the recipes. I have more than 2,000 recipes on my channel. So thanks for watching, and keep watching Akshata's recipes. Share my recipes with family and friends. Give this video a like if you like this recipe, and do subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love, Akshata. So friends, for this recipe, first I'm going to show you how to get some thick and thin coconut milk. Because for caldine, we always require coconut milk. So here I've grated one entire medium-sized coconut, and I'm going to put it into my mixer jar. Next, I'm going to add half a cup of warm water. It shouldn't be cold, it shouldn't be hot, just little bit more than room temperature. Grind it in the mixer, and then you get this thick paste. So now, using a thin sieve, I'm going to just press this coconut paste through the sieve. You can also use a muslin cloth and extract as much of this thick coconut milk as you can. So this is going to be the first thick coconut milk. So this is packed with flavor, and it's really rich and creamy. So you can squeeze it with your hands, or you can even use a spatula and press it down. Then you get this very completely dry mixture. So this is our thick coconut milk. Set it aside for the recipe. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put this dry coconut that we have squeezed out all the thick milk from back into the mixer jar, and we are going to add again half a cup of now hot water. So the first time we added warm water, now we're going to add hot water. Again run the mixer, and we're going to again sieve this through the sieve. and again squeeze out as much as of the milk as you can till you get a very dry kind of a coconut where you just cannot extract any more. So this is our thin coconut milk. So now we have our thick coconut milk and thin coconut milk, and we can proceed now with the pomfret caldine recipe. So now let's go through the ingredients. Now here I have a medium sized pomfret that I've washed really well, cleaned really well, and I've cut it up into these very thick slices like this. Now if you are not able to do it, you can ask your fisher person from where you buy the fish to clean and cut it like this. They do a very good job. So for this caldine, one medium-sized pomfret is enough for a family of 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm first going to add about a tablespoon of salt to it, mix the salt and just set it aside for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I'm going to wash off all the salt and really clean the pomfret fish really well. So now let's look at the other ingredients. Here is one medium-sized onion that I've chopped fine. This is the paste of 5 cloves of garlic that I've made very fine. Here is 1 tablespoon of coriander powder and 1 teaspoon of haldi, pepper and jeera powder. This is our coconut milk. So we got exactly half a cup of thick coconut milk and 1 cup of thin coconut milk. Now we require some salt to taste, half a teaspoon of sugar, and we also require 1 green chili and about a little bit of vinegar, which I will show you later. So what I'm doing is I'm adding all the powder masalas to the thick coconut milk, and I'm going to use a whisk and the garlic paste and use a whisk or a spoon and just mix this really well. Now this is how my mother, my grandmothers used to make the caldine. Everybody has a different recipe. Every family has a different recipe. I also have a prawn and lady finger caldine recipe. I've got another fish caldine recipe. I'll leave the links below. Now I'm just going to heat 1 tablespoon of oil in my pot or pan. Once my oil is hot, now this is the fish all nicely washed and set aside. So once the oil is hot, I'm going to first add in my onion and I'm going to fry the onion till it's a little bit translucent. After frying it nicely, you get the lovely aroma. So for those who don't know what caldine is, it's a very light coconut milk curry, made with fish generally. Now I'm going to add in my 1 green chili that I've just cut up into 4. You can make this with prawns. You can make this with any kind of white fleshed fish. It tastes amazing. It's very refreshing and really good and light. Now, after the chili is nicely fried, I'm going to add this coconut milk to which we added all the spices and the garlic paste and mix it really well. Now, we're working on a low to medium flame. Now, I'm going to add the pomfret slices that we washed really well. We don't want any salt on the pomfret. It has to be washed really well. Again, very gently, mix this because we don't want the pomfret pieces to get broken. So be extremely gentle with this curry or this caldine. Now we're going to add the thin coconut milk. So no water is generally added to the caldine. It's just a coconut milk based curry. Mix everything gently. Now all we have to do is just add the salt and the sugar. And what my mom used to do is to add a little vinegar after we turn off the heat, just for a little different taste. Now you can skip out the vinegar if you don't like that, but it elevates the taste of this caldine to a different level altogether, and it really balances it very well. So here I'm just adding the sugar, and we're going to mix everything nicely. So now we have to cook this pomfret. So we're going to cover and cook this for 7 to 8 minutes because we want the pomfret to be nice and cooked and not raw. And then after that, we're going to turn off the heat. And this again is very optional, but I always do it. I just add this half a tablespoon of vinegar. You can use Goa vinegar, you can use normal white vinegar. And then just give it a very gentle mix and then cover and just set it aside. Don't keep the heat on. The heat is off, remember. Just cover and keep it for about 5 to 7 minutes. And your lovely pomfret caldine is all ready to enjoy. I love having this with rice and some pickle and some very light uh, cabbage, fugat or some other very light vegetable. I hope you try out this recipe, guys. So friends, let's see today's delicious Goan Kismur recipe. So here I've taken some prawns. I'm just showing you a few of them, but I'm going to be using around 150 grams of these dried up prawns. It is enough for 4 people. Now take off the head. It comes off very easily, and the tail. And you can see these claw-like things which have dried up. Take out that also. And take out any black part or any dirt that you see. Like on the tip of it, you can see some black portion. Just remove that also. And it should look like this, very very clean and nice. So you have to discard the head, the tail, the claws, and this is just a small portion, but I'll be using 150 grams in total. So this is how it should look. So discard all the heads and tails, etc., and this is how the clean portion looks. This is an ideal recipe to make during the rains, and this goes very well with some chapatis, or you can have it with some sorak and rice and some vegetable at the side. So in this way I cleaned all the dried prawns and kept it aside. So now I'm just going to add some water, and we're going to soak it in water for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, just rinse out all the water, put it into a colander and wash it really clean. So I've drained out all the water, and this is how it will look, all the prawns. Okay, so now we can start with our recipe. Now I've also taken 6 large cloves of garlic and I've crushed them in my mortar and pestle roughly. So now I've heated about 1 tablespoon of oil, and I'm going to add 1 green chili which I've cut fine. Now fry the green chili really well. Then I'm going to add this crushed up garlic or lasun, and fry the lasun also very well. I remember my grandmother making this during the rains, and we used to have it, and it was so delicious. Now I'm going to I've taken 2 medium sized onions and chopped them very very fine. So add that, and you're going to fry the onions really well till they become translucent. The longer you fry your bagar, the longer is the shelf life of any dish. Now any Goan loves dried fish during the monsoons. I've also uploaded recently a recipe on... Okay, now I'm going to add some sola or kokum, so about 5 small pieces. I've added a recipe of dry bombil instant pickle. Now I'm going to add half a teaspoon of haldi powder or turmeric and 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. Now mix all of this really well. Fry everything nicely. Now I'm going to I'm just adding 1 tablespoon of chopped up coriander leaves in the bagar, and I'll keep 1 tablespoon for garnishing. I like the flavor of this fried coriander leaves in the bagar. It really elevates the taste of the dish. So now mix everything well. Now I'm just going to add some salt to taste. First, always add less salt. Never add lots of salt first, because then it becomes very salty and no one will want to eat it. So always when you're cooking, add little salt, and then after that you can add more salt later. Now I'm going to add these dried prawns which we soaked in water, and drained all the water off. And now just fry this really well in the oil and the bagar. Now if you feel you can add a little more oil in the beginning only, don't add it at this stage, but you can go with 1.5 tablespoons. That way it helps in frying the prawns really well. So fry it really nicely. Now some people like to add a little pinch of Goan garam masala or something, but I don't like to add anything. I just keep it simple. And now I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of finely chopped coriander leaves and 1/4 cup of freshly grated coconut. Lots of coconut. It really elevates the dish of this Kismur. So enjoy this, friends. Our dish is all ready. Turn off the heat. Have this and let me know in the comment section how you like this recipe. So friends, let's see today's Goan style Recheado fish fry. I'm going to be using Pomfret as well as Bangda for these to show you all how to make this lovely Recheado fry masala. So I will leave a link, or I will show you at the end how to make this Goan Recheado. It's very simple. Now here I've taken a pomfret, cut it up, washed it really well, removed all the insides, and I've cut it in this form with 2 slits on the top and the other side cut in the center. And I'm going to squeeze some lemon on it. And these are the bangdas. I've done the same thing. Cut it, remove the insides, slit it like this on top and cut the side like this. So for this Goan Recheado fry, we always slit the fish in the center like that and give 2 slits on the top. And I'm not using the head. If you all want, you can retain the head for this fry. So again, I've just put some lemon juice on the bangda as well. And now I'm just going to stuff the fish with this Recheado masala. So watch the video till the end to see how I make this Recheado masala. Now you can always make this Recheado and store it in your refrigerator. It has a very long shelf life. The reason being, Recheado is always ground in vinegar and never in water. So that increases the shelf life. Now you can use Goa vinegar if you have it available. I'm using regular white vinegar. Next time when I go to Goa, I'll definitely be buying some vinegar from there. And then you can just coat the remaining masala onto the pomfret evenly and generously. And I'm doing the same thing with the bangda as well. So seal the fish properly after you put the masala inside, and then fill the slits a little bit as well, and then on the top of the fish also you can put the remaining masala. Look at the color of the masala, isn't it beautiful? That's the magic of the Kashmiri red chilies. Now for those of you who don't know how to cut the fish and clean the fish, you can always request your fisher person, the fishermonger or the fisher lady, to cut and give it to you. They very they are more than happy to help you. So you can always ask them just to cut out the fish, remove the insides for you and slit it like this. Especially for beginners. So in this way, whatever remaining masala is there, I'm just going to spread it on top of the fish like this. Now I'm just going to heat 2 tablespoons of oil in a pan. Spread the oil evenly and just fry the pomfret directly on both sides till it's nice and crispy. So here for this recheade, we don't add rava or rice flour. You can if you want, but generally the recheade is just fried directly, so that you directly get the lovely flavor of the fish with the masala. And your lovely pomfret recheade is all ready. It's nice and crispy, and you can have it with lovely onion and a nice dash of lemon. And in a similar way, I'm going to be frying the Bangda as well. Doesn't it look really appetizing? This had with a lovely plate of sorak and rice, Goan boiled rice. I have recipes for all of this in my description box below. So in the similar manner, you will fry the Bangda also till it's nice and crispy. These are small little baby Bangdas and they're really full of flavor. Now let's see how to make this lovely Goan Recheado Masala. And whenever I can, I always grind it on my grinding stone or my vato, because the flavor of this masala when ground on the stone is really, really amazing. So here I've taken about 15 to 20 Kashmiri dried red chilies, washed them, dry them and kept them in the sun for about 5 to 10 minutes till they're completely dry. Then this is about half a teaspoon of cumin or jeera. I remove the seeds generally of the chilies. This is a little bit of tamarind. This is about 15 to 20 garlic cloves. This is about half of a small onion. This is 1 inch of ginger, half a teaspoon of turmeric, 12 peppercorns. Also remove the stems of the chilies. And I'm going to use a little bit of salt and sugar, and we're going to grind all of this in vinegar. So like I said, I'm using white vinegar, but for those of you who have the the lovely Goa vinegar, you can use that. So I'm just going to grind the masala. Enjoy watching me grind the masala. And if you all have a vato at home, then make the masala. I love grinding masala on the vato whenever I can. It does take a little longer time than just spinning it in the mixer, but the end result is just amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this recipes, guys. See you soon. So let's start with today's delicious Goan Bangda cutlets or mackerel cutlets. Super delicious and very easy to make. So first I've cleaned the Bangda really well, cut it up, removed all the insides, cut off the head. I mean, we don't need to use that for this recipe. Clean the insides very well. And now I'm going to add them to a vessel of water. So these are about 3 cups or 4 cups of water. Use a large vessel or pot. And now we're going to bring this to a boil on a medium flame. We basically have to cook the fish. So this is the fish all cooked. Let it cool completely to room temperature. Then you're going to take off the skin and you're going to discard the bones or the thorns as well. We're not going to be using that for the recipe. And you're just going to use the flesh to make these cutlets. So this is generally how you make any type of fish cutlets. So you can see the flesh is nice and cooked. Try to get rid of all the thorns because the Bangda does have very small little thorns as well at the sides. So just this will take a little bit of time. But see that you get all the thorns or the bones out. Because when you bite into the cutlets, no one likes to get bones in the cutlets. So it takes a little bit of time. But the end result is really delicious. And Bangda, of course, is very rich in omega-3 and it's a very tasty fish. So here I've got all the fleshy part ready. Now let's add the remaining ingredients. So first I'm going to add 2 green chilies which I've cut fine. Now you can adjust the chilies according to how spicy you like your food. You can use only 1 chili. Here I have 4 cloves of garlic and half an inch of ginger chopped fine. Here is 1 medium-sized onion chopped fine. This is 1/4 of a cup of finely chopped coriander. Next, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of haldi powder or turmeric. Then some salt to taste. I'm going to add 1 egg. And I've got these small potatoes that I've boiled, peeled and mashed. You can coarsely mash it. And mix everything well together. And here I have some breadcrumbs. I've just taken some slices of bread and ground them to a very fine powder in my dry mixer. And you can gently roast them till they become a little crispy on a pan. That's optional. So this is generally how fish cutlets are made. Recently I posted tuna cutlets. Then there is mori cutlets. I put all these recipes up, and the general way of making it is the same. For tuna, of course, I've used canned tuna. So there's no cooking involved. You just mix everything together and your cutlets are ready. So here you can adjust the breadcrumbs, because you should the breadcrumbs absorbs the extra moisture, and you should be able to hold the thing together to be able to form the cutlets. So depending on how wet the mixture is or how dry, you can adjust the breadcrumbs. And now you're just going to form them into cutlets. You can also form them into croquettes, and you can adjust the size. You can have small cutlets, big cutlets, depending on how you and your family like the shape and the size of the cutlets. And then just coat them with some breadcrumbs around the edges, flatten them up a bit so that they fry evenly. And now all you have to do is just shallow fry them till they're lovely and nice and golden brown in color. So I hope you do try out this recipe, guys. It's really, really delicious. Of course, it's a little bit of work cleaning the fish, but the end result is really worth it. So I'll see you soon in my next video. This is Akshata signing off with lots of love. Bye.